All right, welcome to the All Markets webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap. We'll be going through the live order flow analysis using Bookmap. The goal is to understand traders' behavior. We get insight to that. We can see it. We're going to understand how they're reacting or behaving to certain things. That'll give us insight to where price might go next. That's all about order flow, and that's why we're here. Just a few news items to go through. We have our onboarding schedule. It's the second week that we're doing this, so I guess it's not quite new any longer. But we have 3 different sessions. Dan at 8 a.m. on Mondays, Wednesdays, Brandon at 4 p.m. And then I'll be on later this afternoon at 1 p.m. The whole goal here is wherever you are around the globe, we can get you up and running with Bookmap, get you connected to data, answer any questions that you have. We're still having our Trading Companions competition here. So just use social media, LinkedIn, X, Instagram. Take a photo of you and your pet or companion, a non-human, and then post it on social media with hashtag BookmapPets, and it will come right into our website. And we can see it from there, and we have some pretty great stuff in here. It's getting interesting, so put it together. Like check out some of the photos in here. Big dog here. We got another dog here in the command seat. We got a cat just right on the keyboard. Cats like keyboards. We got a couple of dogs here, and then one with the headphones on. That's a good one. And then a bunch of other cats, and they like those keyboards. So anyway, have fun with it. You can win I think a month of Bookmap, and also we may make a calendar out of it, so it'd be pretty funny to see. Also Bruce's pilot program. So this is something I put together, and we want to see how well what's the reaction here. So it came from being out there, talking to traders at every level, and understanding that, wow, the biggest disconnect here is traders are trading without an edge. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're looking at. They may know a setup or many setups, but they don't know if it works. They've learned all these setups from others, so they'll continue to trade, but they're not knowing if it's going to be a positive outcome or more likely to be a positive outcome. You should know that. That's what we can define and build in this pilot program using Bookmap's replay mode and trading journal together, and participate in this program. We've got a lot of people in there already, and we've got a great community. Learn from the others in there. Using that replay mode, this is the fastest method I've seen so far to get and build that edge. Okay, so why is because you can speed up that replay mode very quickly, retrade it again, go back, retrade it, speed it up again, etc. So if you're interested in this, I'll put the link into the chat, and you can partake in the pilot program as well. There's no cost to it. You just need Bookmap. All right. And then we had a great Bookmap Academy meeting yesterday, every Thursday at market close. That pilot program is a subset of the Bookmap Academy. It's about journaling and building your playbook in the Bookmap Academy. And these are the things we look for. Number 1, the impetus. What's moving the market? Number 2, what are your higher time frame key levels? These are vitally important. Number 3, then you start to develop strategies and scenarios, what you're looking for. And then number 4 is finally your setup. And you should know your setup intimately. It's your checklist. You'll grade it. You'll determine how much risk and sizing you want to put on. And then you look at the order flow, look for your order flow event. That's where you know you have an edge. You take the trade. All right, this is the process we go through, and we're going to go through it now as well. General disclosure, all Bookmap Ltd materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure, trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so let's jump in here and see if you let me jump over to the chat here. Just a second. Okay, yeah, good morning, everybody. Okay, you can hear me all, and I hope so after that, all of that. Okay, yeah, I think we're good. Good morning, everybody. Trading is Life. Laura, Shark, Dan, Alois, Foreg, new. Good to see you in here. Mick Loco, good morning. Luciano and Matthew, also welcome. All right. So what's going on out there in the market? What's moving the market? Well, we had the big event of the week, and that was regarding the Fed and interest rates. And we're having a bit of a kind of a bit of a coup over there. So it's getting rather interesting. Interest rates were lowered. That was baked in already. However, we have a new governor on the list there. Mirren appointed. Another one is trying to be pushed out. And Mirren was only one who dissented against the interest rate cut. He wanted to see 50 basis points. So you can already see it's getting kind of political there. And you can already see that maybe the market is starting to kind of think that maybe it will change in the near future. And we'll see more cut. Well, we'll definitely probably see one more cut, maybe two, maybe more. Who the heck knows anymore? Anyway, I know there's a big reaction to that, and we can see that we're at all-time highs. Let's go to the before we get into order flow here in Bookmap. Let's just look at the daily here on the right left-hand side here. This is the reaction. This is what's driving the market. Okay, we should know that. I mean, that's pretty obvious. Everyone knows this. But anyway, let's look at the hourly now in the center. Okay, now this is including the overnight. Let's look at the cash. And you can see the gap up. We had that move down that filled the gap, and then it moved right back up. Yeah, not really seeing a whole lot here at the moment. We do see the hourly here that we're up, kind of testing the top of the ranges in here. However, not high enough here, not to the all-time highs yet. Okay, and then also this is including the overnight here in the candlestick, and you can see the back and forth testing these areas here. Let's just take a look here at the cash though. All right, so you see the gap up and then it's kind of sold off a little bit. Now that makes sense though too. Now we can start to look at our key levels. You see our key level up here at the 67.10, and you can see the key level down here and the reaction of traders, and that's around this 89 or 90 level here. Okay, so we went through the impetus, or briefly what's going on there. We went through, or now we're starting to go through the key levels, because we know this is where traders are going to react. Okay? That's the only reason we're looking at key levels, by the way. This is something that kind of covered in the webinar yesterday with Bogdan Stoichescu from Axia Futures. How he was talking about a lot of really interesting things. and about how these traders train, how they kind of throw themselves into the deep end of the pool, and they figure out how to swim. And a lot of interesting stuff that he covered. And you know, context. He said context, context, context. And here it is in front of us. Key levels. So you might hear everybody talk about support and resistance, supply and demand, you know, trends, or, you know, whatever, market structure. Why though? Okay, because the market has told us at this level it's not really interested in going higher. It's told us down at this level it's not really interested in going lower. Okay, so we need to find, you can see it bashing back and forth between that area. We know that traders are going to react to this area. Okay, there's going to be a lot of stops. There's going to be a lot of commotion around these areas. There might be a lot of buyers interested in these areas here, and you know that it's underpriced here. This is why we want to pay attention to it. Okay, I think just going over the why and a reminder every now and then is valid and worthy. All right. So anyway, let me see. All right. So let me just double check in here. That's a good one, Laura. Is that really the case there? You got to have Bookmap in it, though. That's the thing. She's got a great one of a GIF of a cat hitting the keyboard. Anyway, all right. Other key levels. Well, or other scenarios. Now we're going to develop scenarios around some of these key levels. Okay. Well, what do we're right smack dab in the middle of the range here. Okay, we gapped up, went above it here, and we're in it now, back into the range here. We haven't totally filled the gap. I mean, like truly it's down here around this kind of 91-ish level, right? Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, I mean, you can see that, you know, price on both sides, like it's kind of a triangle here. So we're not really seeing much of anything right now. And we're right in the middle of this whole area in here. Okay, so we can start to even like build out and come up with scenarios here and even draw them out. I think is valid. So like right now, let's suppose we get more sellers. Okay, where are these sellers going to go? I would look for the test down to here. Where is that level? That is here at 97 or so. Okay, so that would be a scenario. All right, so what about back up in here? Okay, well, first off, we need to see buyers come in and get back up above the current position or 15-minute time frame here around this 05 level, 67.05. Okay, and if we get that, I would look for the test back up into somewhere between this 08 and 11 area. And that's all I've got right now. Now, for us to get out of a value area, we're looking for tremendous amount of buying or selling to move the market. A lot of times these happen with some sort of event. It could be geopolitical, or it could be some economic scheduled event. Or it could be just supply and demand, or, you know, people getting stopped out. So now we're seeing the drop right now. Okay, so let's go into Bookmap here, and let's look at the order flow in here. Okay, so what does this look valid here? Yeah, it looks pretty good. I see we retested up here, couldn't get back up to the highs. I'm seeing sellers starting to come back in. Okay, we're going to get a bit of a pullback here. Right? Well, we've already gotten it. We've already had the pullback here, to be honest, twice. You can see it here and here, right? And we went lower. Okay, so let's see if we can get roll over here and get more sellers, and then hit down into 99. Okay, and then maybe down into this 90. Yeah, I'd like to see in these swings here. I just don't see any liquidity there. The liquidity is down here at 95. Okay, so we'll be looking for that. Now that would be one scenario here. Okay. The other scenario is we get back up above 04 here, and we get back up above on volume. If we get that, we should see a nice move back up into the swings up here, okay, at 07, 8, and maybe 10. Okay, now that's starting to play out here. Okay, so and we've got fuel here as well. That these sellers in here, which I don't see a whole lot of stops. There's a few stops in here, but there's not a whole lot. Okay, so if we can accept higher here, we also have our point of control we got to get through here at 05, okay, or this very big traded value area right here, or node, and you know, we got to get through that. So if we can accept up above where we are here, around this 04-ish level, then I would look for that move. Okay, now see, we're going through the scenarios here. It's kind of doing it, but it's kind of not doing it. Okay, so we haven't had any follow through yet. Okay, now here they come again. Now it's looking great. Okay, so now I would look for, and this is not a trading room or trading recommendation, but I would look for price to test up into this liquidity up here. Okay, now we got to get through one more thing, and then that's the only area here is that 05 level. We got to get through that. Okay, but the move up to 05 looks pretty good. Okay, and then let's see if we get enough volume to then push it higher. Now we're also looking for stop run. Okay, we haven't quite seen it yet. Let me get CVD off of here. We're looking for our stop run here. We see a few little stops here. I'm looking for a bigger one. We got a lot of traders on the hook here that we'd look for them to get stopped out on the way back up. Okay. Okay. Now, you know, in light of, in fact, we'll, you know, I'm really going to rally hard and push hard to get Bogdan on one of our pilot programs sessions. I think we can get a lot out of this. There's something that I hesitated with in the pilot program that I almost did as a setup, and I kind of went against it. I'd like to get his feedback on it. Is looking for a quick scalp. Okay, we're looking for something that will work with a high percentage, and something that we're looking for the move to work immediately, and then we just get out. Okay, so in fact, I would have looked for this move here to do that. It actually didn't. We kind of ran into this this swing up here, and this is the point of control, and it's kind of struggling right now. Okay, so let's go through the another scenario here. So now if we can get back up above the point of control here, right here, and we see that volume, I would look for a quick scalp up into this 07 or maybe 8.5 or even 10. Okay, I thought we'd get it here, and I thought it would quickly come up to 07 and a quarter. It didn't. It just came up to this swing here, and that was it. Okay, so and we have our point of control. Now we can put the point of control here on the chart, and you know, it's struggling to get volume above that point of control right now. That's the issue here. Okay, so I thought we had the fuel here to the fire for the stop run, and not yet, at least. In fact, it's rolling over, and we're finding sellers now. I don't know, is Greeny in here today? Oh, I don't see him. Because he was looking at scalps. And then yesterday in the Bookmap Academy, it was interesting that he held for a higher time frame move. And that was the feedback he got the week before. So that was a pretty Pretty interesting to see him do that, and it worked out great for him. I mean, it couldn't have worked out better. They're not all going to be that easy. You're going to get a lot of back and forth. Okay, so yeah, here we go on the back and forth. Speaking of which, we're back up here again, looking for these buyers right here, and then I would look for the breakout here. Okay, let's see if we can get those buyers. Now let's see if we can get a stacked book on our side as well. I want to see the bid stacked underneath here. I want to see these guys up here pull that liquidity. Okay, see how they're actually kind of showing some interest here in the order book. See how it's dark under here. Okay, we're not getting that right now. Okay, so that scalp, that push, that scenario, due to the order flow, is less likely to unfold. Okay, this is a great way to use Bookmap. Okay, now look at it now. Okay, so it's going to get kind of interesting here. We're starting to see a little bit more on the bid underneath, but we'll also see the offer starting to build out here too. So let's see if we get that scenario that we're looking for over here. Yeah, starting to show. See how it was subtle here. Okay, but we're starting to get a little bit of that push that we're looking for. Okay, so now I'm looking for this break up into here is much more likely. And let's see it. Okay, they're still here supporting it. Let's see the buyers come back in. It's a fight. It's a fight around this point of control area here right now. Okay, see how actually now it's not unfolding here. Okay, see the offer here. Okay. Oh, there's more on the offer here. Now, in terms of the passive orders here, what we want to understand is the appetite for this liquidity. This makes all the difference. So right now we're in a sideways little range in here, right at the point of control. In fact, we're below it most of the time here. We're looking for a scenario where we're above it on volume, and we're not getting it. Okay, so yeah, now we're getting some sellers in here. And back down to this swing. Okay, all right, so it looks like sellers are going to kind of win this battle here. So far, at least, they have. Thanks, DNT. Yeah, regarding Greeny here. Okay, so now let's see. Do we get the okay, there's a lot to cover in here, to be honest. I'm going to try to go through it clearly or succinctly here. We were looking for the scenario here. We wanted to see this liquidity pulled in here. We wanted to see under the bid in here. We started to get it. And then we can see in here, see how there was more liquidity at this lower level in here. Now these are subtle shifts and changes, but these will work on all time frames. And so what's the reaction to this? Do we get buyers interested in trading up to here? We didn't. You see exhaustion here, you see selling here, you see a retest here, and no buyers at the top. You see more selling, they move it away. Okay, so this liquidity here, this short-term liquidity in here, actually repelled. It worked like the opposite of a magnet. It repelled price. Okay, this happens all the time. Okay, now that said, we want to understand the higher, longer term liquidity in here when we zoom out, and we want to look at these areas in here. Where is the liquidity? Okay, and are the aggressors interested to trade with that liquidity? That's when we start to target the high liquidity. It works like magnets. Okay, does everyone understand that concept? Do you want me to go through it in more detail? It was like to understand the difference between, or supply and demand in here. It's really supply and demand. If there's too much supply and no one's interested, well, it repels price. Does that make sense? Trading is life. Okay, now watch this. I mean, all this back and forth in here, the scenario may unfold in a heartbeat here. That's why trading can be very, very difficult here. We came right back up here. Did we get that kind of push underneath or that repelling underneath here? No, we didn't. So we see the sellers rotate again in here. We're having a problem right now accepting above the point of control. Okay, so the sell side has the authority here. Okay, so now let's see do we get more on the offer in here, and then what's the reaction? Do they pull on the bid or the opposite? Let's zoom in a little closer here. Okay, see the liquidity in here. Okay, see it underneath here. See the distinction here. There, that's a good example right there. You guys see that? You see the reaction. See how that repelled price? Okay, this influenced price. You can't make price move, but it certainly influenced it. Okay, it's hard to see that historically now. I mean, we'd have to look at it kind of like this and go back and kind of play it back slowly. This book underneath here started to show a bit more size. It influenced the price. The buyers were like, yeah, I'm not looking for. The sellers were not looking for transacting into this liquidity. Okay, we see the push. Okay, we come up and we trade into high liquidity up here. Okay, now it's getting interesting. Now that scenario that we're talking about is getting a little more interesting here. It's not a whole lot still above point of control here. It's not enough yet, but it's getting interesting. It traded up higher. It auctioned up here. It has the potential. Okay, look at the bid. Look at the bid underneath here. Okay, I would look again for another barrage of buying, and I would look for a higher high here up into 06.5 and maybe 7.25 here. Okay, see how this order book here can influence. And there we go. Okay, so now this is getting interesting in here. So we saw that push and that kind of influence in here, right? How much of a move did we get out of that? This is where we start to talk about context again. Okay, not much, right? Not much. Now let's see this. This scenario, I bet, will unfold here. I would bet we're probably going to see very high liquidity down here, like a big red bar, like 100, 200 or something like that in the order book. And what if it acts like that short-term high liquidity acts like a magnet, and the buyers come down and trade into that area here? Okay, now that's going to be really interesting, because now we're going to see that short-term liquidity had the opposite effect. Now we're starting to find sellers. Okay, and if we trade through it and we see more size, we start to target higher liquidity down on the bid instead. Trading is life. More details still? Tell me. I mean, I really want to get this down for you guys. Now this is shorter term stuff. We're seeing it, but it's doing a pretty decent demo of it. But you'll see this on higher time frames all the time as well, all the time. You got it. Okay, good. I mean, it's not easy, but you can start to understand, like, because there's this push, this pull, this back and forth in here, and then you can see like how it influences the price action, okay, and the aggressors, and ultimately this is what kind of makes up all of that makes up the market structure. Okay, and that market structure is still in play. It's the same market structure we were looking at earlier. Okay, now look at the sellers starting to come back in again here. Okay, now I would look for the retest back down to the bottom of this little range here at 01 3/4. I see more selling. We're looking for the momentum now. Okay, I want to see them trade into at least this swing and this kind of low liquidity here. It's not a whole lot here, but we have the potential now. We've got fuel up here to drive price lower and see that stop run. That's how we originally kind of started off this, looking for that stop run back up above here into that into the swing high up here, or the smaller swing high here. Okay, let's see it. See more sellers here. We got momentum. Let's see them now. They've got enough selling in here to we traded down to the 01 3/4. Now do we get more selling? Yeah, it's starting to auction. Okay, they're pulling here. Now they're adding back in a little bit. Yeah, exactly. By stay away from the chop unless let's put it this way: trading is life. Stay away from the chop. When you see something very clear in the order book and you know the reaction to it, that's when you can trade it. Well, that's where I think you have deeper insight to where price is going to go next, and that's what we're here for in the webinar. Okay, now see the distinction in this one here. Now we're getting a pullback here because this is a pretty nice little move. Okay, but look at that selling now. Okay, I would look for exploration outside of this range now. Price is ready to move now outside of this range. I would look for 6,700 or below. All right, let's take a look at where it could potentially go. Okay, so now there's our move. Okay, it's traded below there. Now I'm still looking for more momentum here. Okay, now if we do a measured move of this, like this is kind of in the middle of nowhere. So I would actually start to look for, unless liquidity comes in here around 97, I would look for the move into 95. Thank you, Trading is Life. This is really important right here, what we just covered. And understand when you see something like this, look at this context in here. This is telling us, like, okay, we're looking for a little pullback here, but this is ready to now move and exit from the range. Okay, is this clear? Does everyone see this? Does everyone understand how this is different in here compared to this in here? Okay, see the difference here? The back and forth, and we're reading the order book and pushing and pulling and you know, looking for the potential for those moves. Then we got our deeper insight. Okay, and this is distinctively different here. Okay, that this volume in here, down at this area in here, we have not seen that before. It's consistent, it's moving, and we did get the break. Okay, we haven't gotten a measured move out of it yet. We traded into high liquidity here at 6,700 the figure. We need to get more selling if we're going to reach some of these lower levels here. Is there any sound in today's broadcast? You guys can hear me, right? Newbie trader is asking. Okay. Okay, thank you guys. Yeah. All right, guys. You know what? I wanted, there's something I really wanted to cover, and I think this will go into, it may go into the pilot program. I don't know. I'm considering it. And maybe another, yeah, another setup or another way of looking at things. Anyway, let me just cover this, and then we'll go through it, and we'll just take it further. All right, let's start to look at some of these moves in here and the back and forth. Okay, now we started off this by talking about the ranges like up in here in the candlesticks, and we're looking at some of these ranges in here, and we're looking for traders to react at some of these areas. It's not about support, resistance, whatever. It's about the trader's reaction at these areas. That's what we're worried or interested in, okay, or looking for. You can see this time and again. Go through your charts, and you'll see it time and time and time again. Yeah, look at this one here. Like right now, the swing is down here. We saw the momentum coming in, right? So we're looking for the move down to here, 96. Okay, 96 and a quarter. We have the potential to break that as well, and even trade back down into around this 90 level. Okay, so we're just approaching that 96, and now look, we have high liquidity down there. Okay, so anyway, that's kind of just a recap of the liquidity and the levels we're looking at. Now there we go. Okay, so we've moved down into that area. Have not traded with that liquidity quite yet, but still kind of looking for it to test. Nice stop run into this area so far, and then here's our other example right here. Right, high liquidity on the offer. Did it repel? Nope. We found some buyers here. Okay, so now I'm kind of looking for a little bit of back and forth in here, to be honest. Okay, so anyway, let's go back to the ranges, right? And understanding these ranges, and we're looking for reactions at some of these swings. Okay, so we would look for a reaction at that swing here at this 96 and a quarter. We're starting to see it. Anyway, look at some of these moves back and forth in here. Okay, so these are 15-minute bars here, but from 96 on up to it's around 10 points or so. Okay, these 15-minute bars in here, or this range in here, okay, about 06, 07 down to 06. Okay, so that's why we can look for Or we know that, right? This is kind of 10 points back and forth. All right, and we would anticipate a reaction here, and maybe a retracement back into this range here. Maybe we won't get this big. We've already had a nice little move in here, okay, down to this swing here. Okay, maybe we get a retest back in here, and then we get the push back down, the 10 bar move, 10-point move into 90, 91. Okay, so we know that there's going to be pullbacks along the way, and there's going to be profit taking. There's going to be just some exhaustion and some back and forth. Okay, there's our move into 95, well, 96, 95 and a half, 94 and 3/4, and just into 94 liquidity right now. That's what we were looking for earlier. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to take a look at some of the moves in here in the swings, and start to go through what our anticipations are for some of these swings in here. Okay, you can easily measure these. Okay, by here, let's actually clear everything and we'll start afresh. Okay, so this move here from 90, 95 and a half down to 01. Okay, so you know, 5.5 point move. Okay, what about the swing back up? Well, this is really back and forth. Okay, it is equal. Okay, now we see these smaller moves in here, and what was this one here? So from 95 and a half down to 92 and a half, let's say. Okay, so we're looking at a 3-point move. Okay, 3-point move. Okay, a little bit more. So we're kind of back and forth between the bigger move, which was 5.5 points, to like 3 to 4 points. Okay, we can anticipate that to unfold until we see a distinction, and that distinction happened here. Now, there's your first move. I would look for a pullback. We do get a little bit of a pullback down here. I would also look for that pullback. We don't get it. We actually get the pullback here, right? So it blazed through that one, but the pullback was here. How big was that pullback? Okay, look at the size of these pullbacks in here. How big was this one here? From like 01 to 3. So like 2 points, right? How big is this one? This was 98 to 6,700, 2 points. Okay, how big was this move? 06 to let's call it 02, 4 points. From 03 to I don't know. Do we go 90, 98, 03 to 98? So that's like 5 points or 6 points, right? You get my drift. And we can start to anticipate some of these moves to unfold. And now what we want to do is we want to align them with targets of high liquidity. Okay. Now, what I kind of wanted to focus on, or at least mention, there's something interesting. I've been, believe me, it wasn't just Bogdan's webinar yesterday about looking for like really high probability, jump in the deep end and try to swim in a scalp. I've been thinking about it, and I kind of like this, what he had mentioned, and we can start to look for these quick scalps to unfold. This isn't something new. We've been covering this for quite a bit before the pilot program. So what we're talking about though is getting in, expectations of it to work, and getting out. Now it's hitting a single truly. We're not looking for any sort of pullbacks in here or anything. We're looking for it to work, and then it should be done. And that move is done. We are done. We move on to the next one. Yeah, it'll be posted, I think, on Monday. DNT, the Bogdan recording. Or no, I think Dan, you were going to post it in here. I think today, later this afternoon, right? Yeah, we weren't going to make it We didn't want to make it public though immediately. We wanted to get you guys up and running with it. Okay, to review it. Yeah, yeah, we'll post it later this afternoon, but only for Discord. Okay, it won't be public. That's what we're here. This whole week has been about Discord and about you guys in the community here. All right. Okay, so now look at the chop back and forth at this point. Okay, so is this move done? We can say the same thing about impulse moves. Flag patterns and stuff that we've been talking about for a long time. Same ideas. You look for that impulse move, pull back, impulse move. Okay, look what now this just comes out of the blue here. Okay, we don't know when this is going to happen. We can measure this move. We don't know if this is a tweet. I don't know. Someone know. This could be options covering, or options position in here. DNT. If we go back and we take a look at it, actually, let's take a look at this one here. See this? Well, we got this move to the upside. Is that? And this move, these quick, sharp moves like this, a lot of times that's we've seen it being dealer hedging. Okay, and they're just getting in, and they're having to hedge, and they're moving price. Don't let us have something for us. What do you mean, trading is life? Of course we're going to give you something. Anyway, if this is a barrage of hedging, are they, do they still need to hedge? Is there more options positions? I don't know. Or is this over? Is this done? That's where that can be kind of tricky, I think. Obviously, it's going to stop everybody out here. But or is it a larger player, or some hedge fund or something, saying like, this is a buy and we want to move price away back to point of control up here, and this is a way to get it to go. I mean, they just moved price against them tremendously. What, like 3, 4, 5 points, right? That's why like liquidity is such an important thing, and that's why iceberg orders are such an important thing. They can get the price they want, and if they can get filled at those price levels. Okay, if they're hitting market order, like we sometimes hit market order, well, we're not going to move the needle. They've got hundreds or thousands of contracts. They're going to move the needle. Okay, let's take a look at it here. Let's put this within our price range here, and you can look at how many transactions took place here. I mean, yeah, just hundreds, thousands. It's just amazing to me. It's just amazing. We're talking about how many seconds here, from 27 to 31, 4 seconds, and we have thousands of transactions. Wow. Yeah, it is. It was triple witching, right? Luciano? Yep. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of kind of covering here and there, especially in the next half hour, or end of in about 30 minutes or so. But any spikes in DNT and some of the options that maybe you saw? Guys, another thing, Dan was able to put this together for us. Looked into it here. Check this out. News up here under in the kind of before the general channels here, we see news feed. Click on that. Look at this. Look at that. So 10:54, we had some news here that maybe this was it. Trump or talks with Trump were positive and constructive with from President Xi. I don't know. That's not much news, but anyway, could be this. What I find kind of curious about that, if it's news or not, look at the swing here. Look where we came back up to. Okay, we came up a little higher up into there. All of that, but it moved price back up to where it dropped from. That was it. It did not come to point of control. Did not come to the other side of the range or anything. Huh. Okay, so you never saw any big spikes, DNT, in the options. Okay, I'm curious about that. Every time I see, that kind of out of the blue and there's no kind of geopolitical event, then I usually think it's most likely the options, the hedging. Okay, let's go back to our bigger, higher time frame here. All right. Huh. Okay. So nothing on financial juice. It was a pure stop run. Really curious though. Yeah, Alois. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, maybe this is just low enough in here to find buyers at this point. And we're back up into the range now. In fact, let's make this a little lower here and look at a 5-minute for a second. Okay, what happened here? Okay, so it almost filled that gap completely. And then, so we see the big drop and we see the move right back up and back up into the almost, it kind of looks like it should be point of control. It wasn't. But we do see the spike, a little spike in volume there on the way up. So volume picking up on the buy side. Okay, well, here it is here. Here's that spike. And here's some of that volume. Now, is repeat in here today? He is. There he is. Okay. I want to be very kind of conscious of something he mentioned, because I've been talking about a lot of different things in here. And I mean, this is a webinar. It's an educational webinar, and we're going over order flow, and we're going over many different things to consider. And that's why I do it. Maybe there's something that works for your trading style. It's like, okay, I like that. That resonates with me. I can put that into my, or I should look into this to study to see if this is something that works for my trading style. But Repeat's comment was, at least we can kind of like agree that we don't know. Something along those lines, right? Yep, that's totally true. We don't know. But all we do need to know is one thing, and start with that. Okay, this also coincides very nicely with what Bogdan discussed about the whole the title of the webinar was, you know, start narrow and go deep. Oh God, what title was? Hold on here. Let me just make sure I get it right. Yeah, start narrow and grow wide. And what he's talking about is starting narrow with something that works. One thing. You just need to know one thing. That's very narrow. Get to know that one thing, make some money, make some positive cash flow. And then you can start to go wide. You will have to go wide. That one thing may lose its edge. You're going to have to find another edge. Maybe it dries up. Maybe, you know, you just it goes on for a while and it just doesn't, you know, show again. So then what do you do? Well, you're going to have to find something else. Okay? And that's when your breadth as a trader is going to grow. And that's when you start to grow wide. And you start to put other pieces together. And we're kind of starting right now off with the wide part and going over many different things. But I'm covering these narrow things as well. You know, looking for a quick scalp in a direction, a pullback, a quick scalp in a direction, or in a range, you know, expectations. Look for liquidity and order flow to support some of these ideas. Yeah, I mean, look at this in here right now. Like, I don't know. I know that we broke above this range here. I like it. But, you know, I don't like these trend lines whatsoever, or this structure. Okay, I don't want to even use the word trend lines. The market structure in here. A lot of volume here on the buy side. A little bit of selling, a little bit of buying, a little bit of selling. Okay, selling starting to pick up a little bit more here. But we're at the bottom of the range. Okay, I don't want to take the risk after this move and this kind of breadth in here, and the kind of ATR of this little time period in here. I don't want to be a seller here. I'll be a buyer if we can get back up above it though, and we see buyers starting to come back in. I know that these sellers are on the hook, and then we can look for the move back up to here, like 01, 02, 03, maybe higher, maybe back to point of control. Okay, so there's another thing to take a look at or consider is some of these moves in here and how much gas is in the tank for that move. Okay, so the bigger moves that we've seen so far on this webinar have been like from, let's see, from 6,700 down to like let's say 7 points, and that would be a big move in here for today. And the way that it did it too was it did several little moves in here, and each one of those was about let's see, 03 to 98. So that's five points there. Okay, so yeah, I am just not interested here. Okay, this is not worth the risk. fact, to me, it looks like it's starting to be overextended. Okay, now what else do we have in here? Let's take a look at this. This is getting interesting here. And this move is overextended. We're down in areas where we found buyers earlier. We have some liquidity getting filled here and here. We still have more down below, right? But now if we get a structure break and we see some buy volume coming in, okay, I would look for a move back into the range here. Now let's see, do we get our break yet? 96. Okay, the little structure we were previously looking up here, right, of this area and this structure. Now we're looking at this structure here. It's a good one. It's not necessarily a level, it's more of a structure. Okay, it's not an important level. An important level, well, for the time frame would be, you know, down here at 03, I think, at least for this time frame. Okay, not much yet. Not much here. Okay, now it's starting to get a little interesting. See the liquidity starting to come in at 94 here. It's attracting sellers. Okay, so we're not getting that move back up here, not yet. Harrods, about footprint with heat map. Yep, I think it works on stocks. So we'll take a look here in just a second. All right, here a little push underneath. Let's see some of that with liquidity. See that in here? We didn't really see much actually. You know, this is that testing in here that we talk about all the time. I haven't talked about for a while, but like see that higher liquidity in here, and see trying to get a reaction in here. How does that market react to it? Okay, now we're starting to see a little bit of that. How much is this move on the pullback here? 94 to 90. It's only like 2.25 points or so. Okay, now here we go. And that was a spoof there, looks like to me. Okay, high liquidity came in, then pulled. Never transacted. Okay, back down to the bottom of the range. Traded that liquidity here. Okay, is that enough? A little stop run. Or are we going to get this continuation move here? I don't really have too much insight at the moment. Oh, there's some exhaustion and some selling. So, and we're going a little bit lower here. So let's see if we can push through into this liquidity here. I just don't like the feel of it here. I mean, yeah, I would give the sell side the edge here. Just do that, the retest back up here a few times, and exhaustion, and then more selling here. But we're right at a level, and let's go. In fact, look at that 03 level. So that 03 level here, or this is this is the gap here from yesterday. So 02.5, right? Is that what you guys have? That's what I'm showing. 92.5. That's your gap fill. Okay, here come our buyers. It's not convincing enough. We want to see it up here, 96.25, and we want to see big buying. I'm afraid, Harrods, to jump over to a stock and then the big move unfolds and I show you in demo the footprint chart, and then we miss the move here. But we can give it a try here. All right, so I'm going to jump over here to Apple. Actually, here, this is what I'll do. I'll right click on it, open it in a new window here. Okay, and we'll open up Apple. Try to simplify it here. This is like watching your NFL screen within a screen, watching one game on one and another on another, or the screen within a screen. All right, so let's see here. We got candles on here. I don't want that. And I do want footprint though. Should work. Yeah. And I don't need to look at all this delta in here. There you go. So Harrods, no problem. the Bookmap red zone. Yeah, exactly. Yep, works. And you can see it on here. Where's the delta though? That's not showing up at the moment. Oh, I don't think I checked the box for it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And we'll show the legend here as well. Okay, so we've got delta, sum bid volume, ask bid volume, total volume, and then the delta. So the delta is the top number. Hey, look at that, positive delta coming in on Apple. Okay, so I would look for this to go higher here It's looking good. We see it's got to get through this, 5,300 shares there. We see negative delta. Let's go through it here. Negative, negative, negative. Okay, starting to turn around. Some positive, some negative. Little, just basically the even positive delta. Okay, so let's see. Is it still growing positive? Yeah, looking good. Okay. Now we can also look at this in terms of correlation. Now this guy just pulled that high liquidity too, here in Apple. Okay, can we get back up here? Can we get that positive delta in here? Not yet. Okay, this was looking pretty good in here. We got to get back up here again. It's got to be positive. It just turned negative, in fact. All right, and we know that Apple is about, I don't know, what percentage of the S&P 500? In fact, it's a good Google question. 7.5%. Wow, that's incredible. So somewhere around 7%. Okay, it was still drifting off lower into high liquidity. After that big impulse move, and the pullback was really shallow in here. And we didn't get half a pullback, 50% pullback or anything like that. It's very shallow. And we still see more selling, dribbling in, but like nothing particularly interesting yet. Yeah, high liquidity still below here. Okay, yesterday's 92 was yesterday's regular trading hours close. Thank you, McLoco. All right. So did we trade 92? Yep. A little bit lower. Well, just now we traded to 92. Okay. Now we're starting to find our buyers. There you go, McLoco. Good one. Okay. Now we see buyers broke this small structure. Now the bigger structure is here. Okay. Can we get that? I'll bet we get a move up to that bigger structure at least. So this 96 up here. Okay, so I would look for that first. And then let's see if we can break that and then come back up into other areas here. Okay, we're right at the European close approaching as well. Okay, so let's take a look at our impulse moves in here as well. Okay, so from here to here, and a pullback move is something like this. Okay, it's done it. Okay, so now can we get another move like this? And it's not doing it. Okay, we're getting another move an equal move here. Okay, all right. High liquidity just transacting there. Now that's distinct. Okay, now it's traded into and through that area. Okay, let's see if we get a reaction after that. Okay. Still selling off, still selling off. Stop runs. Let's zoom out a little bit more. Okay, we're in nice and deep now. A lot of selling. And there's our buying. Look at that. It just comes out of the blue, guys, just like that. Very, very tricky. You know. So, but this is still has some room in it, I think, to run, to be honest. So let's see if we can get the pullback here. I hate the market is. I hate it when it does this. It's very tricky, and you're kind of waiting for it. And if you're not in it, you miss it. But let's see if we can get a pullback, and then right here, 95. Let's see if we get more buying. Yep. And let's see if we can get our continuation now back into some of these areas here. Okay, so somewhere around 95. Now again, it's not a trade call or recommendation, but we're looking at trying to get buyers back up above 95 here. Let's mark it up. Yeah, right there. And then we'll try to see if we can get a continuation move back up into the range here. Okay, let's look at our higher time frame structure here. Boy, we just kind of went right above some of the swings there. And that was it. That was it. Okay, so so a little bit of financial juice news there. Alois, okay. Mirin is the neutral rate half point at a time is reasonable. 6 or 7 minutes ago. Okay. Okay, retrace all the way back down. Huge stop run here to the upside. Okay, well, let's go back to repeat. What are we looking for? What's some simple thing we are looking for that we know? And it's I haven't seen it. I mean, I was kind of looking for this move earlier. We just kept on going deeper and deeper into it, and then we see a reaction down here that was very, very quick and violent, back up above all these little areas in here, and then we're right back down. Okay, I thought we'd see an extension here, Didn't get it. I thought we'd get the volume above at 95 here, above 95, and then we get a move back up. Okay, yeah, it could have been a Trump on a call or something like this. Duzman, maybe. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I mean, we just really haven't seen too much. I mean, we're looking for some of these moves to unfold. We're drawing out the scenarios. We haven't seen them. Well, I mean, here's another scenario. We can draw it out. Volume back up above 92 here. Okay, now, we might get some back and forth here before we get that. We'd look for that. This would be the high liquidity getting filled. Okay, we see some buying. We come back again. High liquidity filled here. Love to see this filled here as well. Maybe even a little lower here. But 92 is the range now, or between 90 and 92. Okay, that is the structure to break. And then if we get the big volume here, and then I would look for 95, maybe 96, maybe the figure up here. Okay, now that we don't know, but that's a potential scenario. That goes back to this. Drawing out our scenarios and strategies. DNT, I know you're good at this. You draw these out a lot. A lot of volume profile traders draw these out, and they're looking for one of these scenarios to unfold. Okay, we are getting the move lower into this high liquidity down a bit lower here. Okay, so whoa, okay, another nut push to the downside there, and there's a stop run there. Okay, we're at lows of the day here. In terms of this being a level, it might be, just in the sense that this is where that buying came in. That I would look for something better than that. Something, this whole range down here between 80 and 85 would be better for a higher time frame level. Yeah, this scenario that we're looking for completely did not play out whatsoever. We didn't even get anything up here at 92. Moondog, welcome. All right. Excellent. Okay, guys. Well, I don't know. Like, there's covered a lot of different things in here. A lot of different things to consider. We look for some specific moves. This one outside of the range worked out pretty nicely. Did not see, we're kind of looking for this to unfold, and it just happened very, very quickly. And then we were looking for maybe a continuation move back or reversal. We didn't. We come back down, dribble down, trade, and just completely, just grind into all that high liquidity. And then we were looking for another one of those moves here. And it just continues to grind lower. Now I'm kind of eyeing, basically what I'm doing is I'm eyeing some of these higher time frame levels in here. The sell-off has been pretty good. So I'm looking for when we're going to get the scenario of those buyers rotating back in for that move back. If we get it, okay, that would be my primary scenario though, would be to look for that. And we're going to look for structure break, high liquidity getting filled on the bid, which we've already seen. We're going to look for a higher time frame level. Then we're going to look for our break of that structure, and you're going to look for these aggressors to come in, and they're going to start to target some of these levels up here. We got one here at the figure 6,700. We got one here at 95, and not much up here, but starting to show a little more interest up here at point of control at 67.05. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Kev, some of these moves, we never know. Like this out of the blue, where did that come from and how did that happen? I mean, we've seen it a bunch of times already, so this seems to be the price action for the session. Kind of back and forth, and then some of these big. We've seen it a bunch of times, at least twice, maybe more. You can make a case for it, I think, earlier in the day as well, up in here someplace, kind of near the open. Anyway, guys, just keep on watching, keep on waiting, wait for that clarity, and when you get that clarity, you got to pounce. That would be your edge. And that's something that you studied, that you're looking for. You've built out the scenario. You know where to place your stop. In something like this, you'd place your stop below it, below the swing here. Okay, if you got that scenario. All right, guys, got to go. Tom B is already started. I've kind of eaten into his session a little bit, so you can head on over there. He is volume profile trader if you're interested in that style of trading. All right, guys. Anyway, sign up if you're interested in this pilot program. It's up to you. But what we're going to do in here with this pilot program, hold on a minute. Let me bring it up. If you're interested, we're going to use that replay mode, and we're going to we have a dozen files in there, and we will go through using those files in replay mode to speed it up and retrade it and trade it again and again and get better at it. That's the reps. Okay, that's a lot quicker than what we're doing in here for the last hour and a half. It's a lot quicker. So we in an hour and a half, you probably could have traded it and marked up your charts. Probably about 10, maybe more. I mean, heck, you could have traded it like probably 30 times. Okay, that's building your reps, and that's building your edge, and that's a pretty quick way to do it. So if you're interested in this process here, we've got the process for you, and take advantage of it. There's no cost. It's just it comes with your subscription to Global or Global Plus. All right, guys. Well, this is starting to kind of now we're back up above into our that little range in here at 92. Okay, we're starting to see these buyers come back in now. Okay, that high liquidity also, you know, we can look for the move back up into some of those areas. Now, this is important though. After it has traded into all of this high liquidity on the bid, so our aggressors are starting to come in. Okay, so now I'm looking for them to trade up into 95, the figure, and then 05. Okay, because we've kind of really grinded down into all of this high liquidity. Where are the buyers? Okay, do we start to find them? Okay, we broke a minor structure down here, but we do it with some buying here. And now we're back up to this little area here where we built out that scenario. Anyway, guys, I'll leave you with that. Good luck out there. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll catch up with you on Monday. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.